Ntobela. I am Tapelo Tiamo Leslie Moloto, and I would like to take this moment to welcome you to Tiamo Blend. Hello. I come back. Yeah, hey, Kalegi mate, man. I've been quiet. It's not good. It's alarming. Last time I was here, I spoke about the voting system being attacked. We got to vote. The GNU happened. And we are here. A lot is happening. Every day there's something new, something to learn, I guess. As they say in the Bible, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So, hey, today I'm going to teach you a thing or two. And I hope you learn. And one more thing is please do like and subscribe. And also don't forget, put a nice comment there and tell me what you like to know next in this ever technology world that's constantly growing. Oudla can now Tiamo blend. And we are welcoming. I come back. I will full force. We like the best. I always look best. I'm not gonna say manje clean. I'm always clean. I'm always best form. Hurry. Right. Today we'll be diving into the exciting world of the South African agriculture and the agribusiness. With a special twist, of course. Why? Yeah, I'm add some sauce. Utlwana le metandenyana, ditailenyana, dilo tsaka. Awo. Seeing how the twist will always be, has technology been a changer to it? Has it been helping it out? Or I just another feature there, you know? Anyway, now let's get it. Yeah. All right. Now, let's start off. We all know hore, agriculture is a big deal. And that's a fact. Not gonna lie. It's a fact, it's a big deal. I also know it. Reason being, population is growing on a everyday scale. Population is growing. People gotta eat. There's a new mouth to feed every day, you see. You see, people are eating. Population is growing. Got to eat. So now it makes you wonder how much is this sector really contributing to the economy? Well, it's pulling in a huge number. It's not that big, but it's a huge number in my view. 1.6. No, I'm lying. $16.12 billion. You heard me. $16.12 billion to the South African economy. That's a huge number. And it's employing people from rural, and it keeps on employing them from these rural communities that are thriving off farming. Because I do remember while growing up, there used to be a truck that collects people. There Kukasiakata, Koltabile, Northwest. Brits, 0264. Yeah. In the morning, I remember every morning, I'm not sure about now, around 6:30, it collected people, took them to this other farm, they would work, and then around, I'm not sure, is it around 4 or 5, they would go back home. But sorry, they will have like a sack of, sometimes it depends on what they were collecting or what the produce was for that season. Some days it will be green beans, some days it would be sweet corn, some days it would be spinach. I remember. See, the sector is good, it's thriving, but nowadays I'm not sure what's happening. I haven't looked at it that much. But anyway, as I said, the sector is growing and it keeps on growing. As I said, more mouths to feed. Hey, population is growing, and then at this point, it means that it's looking bright in terms of its future. Cause more mouths to feed, the population is growing. Unless at some point the population just stands at a stagnated number, meaning we are not growing. People are dying, and we are not doing anything. We're just there saying no, we are not breeding. I don't wouldn't be good, eh? It wouldn't be good. Anyway, so in terms of the future, what it holds is that it's expected for it to grow in the year 2029 to reach around $23.24 billion, growing at a steady rate of 7.6% for each year. That's not bad, but the problem is that, as I said, political influences, the things that are always changing, is that those things are also a factor. You see, we might say it's gonna change next thing, as we always hear here in Sans. Hey, the rent is not rending. Hey, things are going down. But people, when you check stats in global forums, is that we are pulling in a large number of money in the agricultural sector. These things are shocking. Eh? Anyway, enough of that. Is that looking at it like this way, it's always going to grow no matter what happens because of the number of people that needs to be fed. So, the farming industry is always going to grow bigger and bigger. The only thing that's going to make it be a bit troublesome will be in terms of the fields, the land where the plants are, the livestock, where is it there? In terms of the forever emerging diseases. You see what I mean? Because remember, we were not eating chicken. They was telling us, hey, these chickens are not good. Yeah, that one was a huge impact to the farmers, if you think about it, especially the boilers and the, I don't know the terminologies and the layers. The people who are working with chickens will tell you. But hey, it was bad at that time. And also looking at our problem with load shedding here in SA, again, it also a problem, you see. And remember, there was a time you were not eating meat, listerosis and what. Hey, I we surviving. Hey, the day I have children, the first thing I'm gonna say, you don't need baloney today. Hey, I could finish 6 months without eating balloon. Who are you, Wena? Who are you? ah, things you're gonna say. Hi. Anyway. See, it will grow, but we always know we have a lot of challenges that we are facing here in SA. So, one of the other ones besides the disease that I mentioned will also be in terms of unpredictable weather patterns and the droughts we get some days. Because for instance, I don't know what happened. Hey, people were crying in July. Now I'm crying. Hey, that's cold, young. The first 2 weeks, yeah. By a cold, young. Yeah. It was very cold, I'm telling you. Very, very cold. It felt like it was June. Very cold. Yeah. So, if we look at the challenges, we could break it down maybe in story format. For instance, let's take me, your boy Tiam. Say I'm a farmer down there in the Free State, whereby the weather is forever unpredictable. Yeah. Plus, with all the problems we are facing with the water issue, someday they tell us there's no water, these dams are facing a drought. That's another problem. Not forgetting even load shedding. Another problem. So what do I do in this case? I fear not. I look at technology. Woo-hoo! So in terms of looking at technology, I look at key ways to use it to my advantage. You see, I see that okay, fine. I can use solar panels. Yes, solar. I can go for another technique called precision agriculture. So now, in terms of precisioning agriculture, it's whereby we use image drones, whereby they would be flying over my farm, looking at different fields that I have, you see, taking pictures, collecting data. Like within this technique, it will be mean. I'm sure you've seen how the Google Photos technique does, not just Google Photos, whereby when you search, you see it next to the icon, you see a mic or a camera, whereby you just take a picture and then it analyzes for you and searches what this thing is about or trying to translate. So in this case, it will be looking at the land, seeing how big is my land, what type of soil I have in the land, and the crops I have, which is kind of cool because it's collecting data while just taking pictures and it's processing it. It's flying all over without me having to go look for a pilot to do that. Just buy a drone or just rent it out for that day. So nice. Now, one key thing I like about it will be giving me a detailed map of the entire farm of mine, and it would show me where in this specific area my soil is fertile and where it's literally dry. It needs water. Yeah, so that is great because this way ITM can target all these resources to see what do I need: water, fertilizer. You see where it's needed, meaning instead of just fertilizing the entire field of my farm, I go to the specific area. Instead of watering the entire field of the farm, let's go to the specific area that needs to be watered. That's great because now I know the entire image of my farm. I know which part of my farm that's mine that I've not been looking after it. You see, that's great. Because now this is one of a great example that was used by the South African company that literally does this called Mzansi drones. Pa-pa-ra-pa. What it does, it literally helps farmers in the Western Cape using this drone technology for precisioning agriculture. You see, be great. You see. Hmm. Because, for instance, as I said, water crisis, one, two, three. And find out the day I was watering my farm. To my mind, I'm thinking I watered the entire area or maybe half of the area. When the precision drone comes, it tells me, no, bruh, you literally got to water 80%. There's no need to do everything. A remaining part is 10%. And areas that need more soil will be your maybe 5% that's remaining that needs fertilizer. Sorry. Be great, eh? Another one thing I'd look at is would be smart integration. Like, as I said, unpredictable weather patterns, not knowing how the soil moisture is and everything. So now I got sensors in my farm. Ooh, nigga. Ah, I'm in Kurbon, I'm in the mood. I got sensors there doing what's needed. Like my sensors, what would it do in terms of irrigation system? It will be doing the following. Just sensor the soil moisture and the weather data, meaning capture how the weather is today, wind, UV ray, you see, temperature, rain patterns. And what I like about it is that it literally knows how much amount of water is needed for each crop. So I'll be saving a lot because it won't be just me saying, per day, just water the plants for at least 5 minutes. You find out maybe I'm drowning them and I don't know. You see? So I'm happy that last year I got a huge reel. You see? Kind of only to find out, no, last year I was only watering for 2 minutes. And then this year I just went like, Monday I'm not happy. 5 minutes will help. Oh, you only find out that with these sensors, it makes it things to be precise at each point, down to the last drop. Because this way it can help you to thrive. You see, it's kind of dope. So I got my solar panels, I got my sensors, I got my drone checking around. And one other key thing I love about drone technology or sensors is that it can also be used in terms of tagging your animals. Not like, not go there and tag them. No, I mean like knowing the number of animals you have, your livestock, because you could put tags on your cows, your sheep, that you know the drones will be able to censor. That way it can tell you the number of sheep you have and which one was stolen. Because those tags will also have geo tracking. It's crazy, man. I'm using technology on that farm. You see what I mean? Because it's going to be great that you'll be also be able to track that one missing sheep. The tracker kolobe e re go kae. Yeah. You see, you get to know where it is. And that way you also get to see your yield as it grow. Because you're able to track and you have your sensors there, you have your solar panel. It's great. And one other thing you can also use is wait, before I say it, let me finish off this smart integration. Now, back to the smart integration is that these sensors will be using streaming data. And let me not just say streaming data, as it says. They just look constantly measure everything around you, weather patterns, changing the weather, yes, the soil moisture, you see. So letting you to know that each when it waters when it needs to water. As you see, that way makes things simpler because you don't literally overwater the things, your plants. And this is a great example of a recent project which was done by the Department of Agriculture in the Western Cape, helped a small scale farmers install smart irrigation system, which led them to, let's say, save their water usage to 30%, which is good because you can see some days, hey, we are crying about water. You see? Now, back to the tech as I was talking about, is that these techs will be able to also allow you to know which sheep is what, besides just tracking it. So it's be a great thing to add into your farming. Now, another one thing that I like or could be used in terms of technology is the use of AI and Internet of Things, you see, IoT. What I like is that plus now we have it almost every one of us has access to AI. As we all know, AI, a fast way of searching things or doing things. But it's artificial technology. ChatGPT by OpenAI. But what I like now is that we have a variety of them. If you didn't know, I'm going to tell you more. A variety of them, I'm talking about your Gen AI of Google's Gemini, which used to be Google Bard. Another one will be Databricks' one, which is called Dolly. Yeah, they have their own. Even Facebook have their own. Forgot their name. It's not Meta. Why is it Meta? Yeah. It's Meta. Yeah. You see? So it's OpenAI, ChatGPT, Google's Gemini now, Databricks' Dolly, and your Facebook's Meta. Yeah. You see? There's a grow. You can use these things to your leverage because you could create a whole system whereby you're collecting all your different data from the sensors, your techers, and what else? your drones and your tags, which I've spoken of that, whereby you can use them to have your whole system as a database system or whatever. As not whatever, a whole database system whereby it stores the data, the relevant data that has been collected by you and these different tags or these different devices, whereby you can see what's happening within your farm, your crops, your what, and create maybe a nice dashboard, color blocking, your Power BI things, eh? Or you could use them to create your whole different model, whereby you can get your Gen AI to interact with that database of your entire thing to tell you what's happening by using simple English, just asking it a simple thing, or hey, what is the best thing that is growing within my farm? Hey, which is kind of cool because now what I've just said now, I've tapped into different careers that allow you to tap into this journey of working with these people if you want to get into the agricultural sector. Because now, Internet of Things, artificial technologies, that's data. Your data scientist, your data engineer, your machine learning engineer, your data analyst, that's data. You see, your tags, your what, that's your day to day site robotics. You see, your computer engineering. That's one of the key things people do. You see, that's kind of cool. Not kind of cool. It is cool, man. I'm being literate. Being literate, it's cool. Because now, if you can use those things, it allows you to interact with your data that's there. And you have to use it to your leverage for your future, for your data, for your farm. Because this way you can know how to save costs, know how to prepare for the future. If you have your whole system there, your sensors are there, your tags are there, your drones are there flying around for maybe at least once a month or every morning. You see, once per day. Is that one thing I love about that is that you can ask your model that, hey man, looking at today's weather patterns and everything, do you think it's ideal for me to stop 1, 2, 3? It will tell you. It's Gen AI is talking to you. But one thing you gotta remember, it's gonna be speaking to your data as a whole. And you always gotta make sure you check it out. Don't use it as if you forgot how to be a farmer. You see what I mean? Hmm. And one other thing is that farmers got to always leverage the importance of networking. I don't care whether they are big or small. They gotta leverage the key of networking because not everyone really knows where each farms are. You are being honest here. I know with myself. Some days I just be passing and say, oh, that means there's a farm. I don't know who's the owner. Where do I go to see the owner? I don't know. I just see a farm there. And I just keep moving. I keep going. You see? Because farmers gotta also find ways of interacting with different clientele, ways of doing things. Because most of the time when you go somewhere, maybe it's a farmer's market, I don't remember buying food or veggies there because the food and veggies I saw there, it was already cooked. I'm being honest. I just saw cooked food and cooked veggies there. And I was like, I can't buy tomato here. I'm not looking for tomato once it's cooked. Because some days you'll be looking for specific types of herbs, you'll be looking for a specific type of plant. Because another time when I ask people, have you ever been to the farmer's market? They'll say, yeah. But good late. It was an event to them to have fun. I know to have fun is important, but I'm not talking about did you buy anything? Can you go there to just buy fruits and veggies or some type of livestock? You see, because we all know when you go straight to the farmer, you're expecting things to be cheap, not to be expensive as if I'm going to the store. Gotta make sense. See, that's where buying networking comes into play, so that we know which farmer to go to for this type of veg. This one has good produce in terms of onions. He's cheap. You see? And he could teach others who can in return teach him something new. They could have their own LinkedIn for farming. Linked farm. I'm gonna copyright that name. uh yeah, bit dope. Or maybe they are there, just that I'm not really following them as a whole. But I'm being honest here. Because it's not as easy to just go online and look for something, like not just online, just to go to and say, hey man, let's go look for a sheep or a cow. I have to think 2 times, 3 times where to go to, whom to go to. Is this person worth trusting? Is this person not worth trusting? Those type of things. Because it would be nice if I could just say, this app will help me find livestock. Live. I'm looking for live sheep, live what, live. I'll slaughter it on my own. That's what I mean. You see? Because I know what I'll go to Uber Eats if I'm looking for veggies. It'll take me to ShopRite. Simple. But I'm talking about livestock. That here. So now if it's not that I have to go to Twitter, it's another problem. Somebody might rip me off, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyway, I'm blabbering. So if there was a nice app or a nice service app whereby or web service that allows you to interact with different people in a much easier and simpler times, it'd be dope. And they are there. Just that as usual, it needs to have proper attraction or number of people that go there. Because some of them you find out that it's far. The person is selling a nice cow. It even says the pregnant cow, I'll give it to you for 6,000. In a like location in Mpumalanga. My brother. I'm sorry. You see what I mean? I know that the farms are mostly in the far side of the different places, but there also is gotta be a way. Because some place, how is it that they are there close by? Anyway, yeah, as you heard. Another thing is that they gotta also, to get into it, is to have a focus in the data analysis phase. Because, hey, there's a lot of data happening there. Data is gonna grow every day. Every day. You gotta know what happened yesterday to prepare for today, and also helps you to know what's gonna happen, might happen, will not happen, may happen tomorrow. So data has a lot of things that can help farmers to know about, you see. And one more thing I always say is that as much as we talked about data engineers, app developers, it's also the farmers themselves got to be the guys that also attend these workshops to know how to do things. Because when a data person does it, will do it in terms of the technical side, the mathematics side. But when a farmer does that model or does that thing, is that they know agriculture as a whole. They know the different things they face more than I do. You see? So it would be great. And one more thing I got to find out is that the Department of Agriculture offers various initiatives to help farmers adopt to new technologies, hey? Which is great, hey? That is great because they're allowing agricultural people to be tech savvy, not just to be another tech guy. That is dope. Good, 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 good. I'm telling you. So, as I said, technology is always going to help our people. It's always going to be there. And the agricultural space is going to grow, whether we like it or not. And I think it's one of the key things, maybe that have to be there within the schooling system for everyone. It shouldn't be a subject that you take and then at some point you don't use it. No, it should be there for everyone. Everyone should know a thing or two about farming, a thing or two about agriculture as a whole. I'm not saying everyone wants to be farmers, but everyone must know. You might, because if you look at it this way, if you can plant your entire stock of veggies that you always buy month to month, that you know that you have to buy every month, talking about your onion, I'm talking about your garlic, I'm talking about your tomato, I'm talking about your ginger, I'm talking about these herbs. You see, I'm talking about your apple, I'm talking about your oranges. You know that these fruits are needed. You know that, for instance, you need that. I love my avocados. I know if I have them, I have my own tree, I have my own herbs, I have my own herb tree plant there. You see, imagine how much you'll be saving as an individual. So the agricultural space is always gonna grow. I'm telling you, you see. And you know, if you are like me, if you love your eggs, because they help in other departments. If you love eggs and you have your chicken farm, problem is that there'll always be theft. That's one of the key things I hate. There'll always be theft. People breaking in. I don't know why. Hi, 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 hi. It's not cool. But anyway, okay. I see we spoke about different formats of farming, the techniques and technological ways for you to track your animals, know about your breeds, your data modeling, your machine learning. But one other technique I didn't speak of is that it does literally solve a lot of things for people in the urban areas like me. Legele kasi ki ebe. What I'm trying to say is that in areas whereby you cannot literally do farming or large scale farming or something that needs you to have your own land. Because we know every time I search when I say how to be a farmer, they'll tell me one thing. Number one, own land. Number one, own land. Land is expensive in AC, which is true. And even if you do get to own that land, you'll have to buy land in areas which are far from the places where you'll be working to or commuting to, you see. So, meaning you'll have to move to that area and be a full scale farmer every day, which is not something easy or everyone wants to do because we know that farming needs and it costs. It's not cheap. That's the honest truth. And then to get your soil to be fertile is not an easy thing to do. So, one other thing, not one other thing, the thing I'm talking about when I say it's the future of farming, that's where we are heading is vertical farming and hydroponic farming. I'm telling you. Like, for instance, with your vertical farming and your hydroponic farming, is that you don't even need to own land. You don't need to have soil somewhere. What? No, 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 no. One thing I like about these guys is that vertical farming, number one, is whereby you're farming using different containers. Whereby in this instance, you can buy the type of tubing or whereby it's meant for vertical farming, where you put your seed in some type of cup holder or something, whereby your your cup holder it's in a stand whereby it stands vertically, and then it uses some hydro pumps whereby water is flowing up and down to that. Okay, the only way to explain this is just by showing you this video. That just shows you the different examples of it, because the key thing with it is that what it is whereby it involves taking a different approach of maximizing the space and efficiency, whereby it involves the cultivation of plants in vertical stacked layers or inclined surfaces, usually within a controlled environments like your greenhouse or warehouse. But we know we are in the hood or in the urban area, whereby we'd say maybe in a specific type of room whereby it's well lit, and then your thing is put it up in your specific type of image that looks like a vertical thing that can be able to hold your plant. As you can see, it's like a PVC pipe that holds it there, and then you'll have your water that will be pumping it with water to it. And one key thing is that you don't need soil, and if you have a nice space like a room or a nice space where it's not that you don't use in the backyard, you could put them there to get natural sunlight if you don't have enough space to turn into a greenhouse. And one key thing I love is that you don't need soil. You can get your nutrient. They're literally selling the type of thing you could use as a nutrient fertilizer for your water. So meaning it just eliminates the need for soil. And the only difference is that vertical farming uses water pumping to change different water as it comes in, and then you have your water nutrient infused within that container that holds the plant, and then it grows vertically, as you would see in this picture. Whereas hydroponic is that whereby instead of being using water pumps that are pumping water to your plant vertically, is that you're just putting it there inside the water, and then what it does, it just sucks in the water as it is. There's no need for soil, there's no need for landscape. You just can use different things, different containers. Some people even recycle old water containers to use them as the way to store for water. This is key, this is great. I like it. I don't care what people say. I like it. It's the future. Because this way it eliminates people knowing that I own a farm. They'll just see a beautiful building there, and I say, "What's that? It looks like a greenhouse. Are you whole growing something?" And no, don't worry. It's the future. That's where we headed. We can say what we say. It's where we headed, because we've also noticed that the importance of space is becoming scarce anywhere you go. You see what I mean? Space is becoming scarce in terms of land space. As I said, population is growing and the number of people are growing. So vertical farming makes things easy for me, because I know the water is already having the nutrients on a daily basis. In this case, my model of the LM will just be told that water is in a what hydronatic pond or vertical what. Tell me when to change, when not to change. That's it, man. I don't need to worry about who came to my farm and stole few fruits. Don't worry. It's there. I lock it. You get what I mean? It's where we're going. We there. We there. I'm telling you, man. I'm also looking at it. This is the future. We are there, man. So yeah, you learned something new, enjoyed it, had fun, and most importantly, please like and subscribe. And also do leave a comment or two telling me which type of thing you'd like to learn in the next segment. Hope you enjoyed. It's your boy T. Tiamo Blend, and I'm out. Have a great day. Have a good evening. It's crazy out there, but make sure you're always prepared, hey? As I said, learn, or else you shall perish. Have a good night. I'm out. Peace.